High atop the sacred 7 hills of Andhra Pradesh sits the Sri Venkateswara Swami Temple. The massive complex is a marvel of ancient architecture and modern logistics. Hundreds of thousands of devotees make the journey here every single day. The courtyards stay packed, and the continuous chant of Govinda, Govinda echoes across the hills day and night. The visitors bring staggering volumes of wealth. Millions of people voluntarily deposit cash, heavy gold jewelry, and precious artifacts into the temple's collection bins continuously. To an outside observer, this continuous, endless outpouring of extreme physical devotion and financial sacrifice appears completely inexplicable. You see it most clearly in one specific tradition: millions of pilgrims arriving to voluntarily shave their heads. The shaved heads and the mountains of gold are directly linked. They serve as the visible, modern-day evidence of an ancient celestial debt, a debt that requires us to look back to the beginning of the Kali Yuga. At the onset of the Kali Yuga, humanity descended rapidly into sin and greed. The gods determined that immediate divine intervention was required, but they needed to know which Trimurti was greatest. Sage Bhrigu was sent to test them. Feeling ignored by Brahma and Shiva, Bhrigu traveled to Vaikuntha, where he angrily kicked Lord Vishnu directly in the chest. Instead of fighting back, Lord Vishnu showed pure compassion, asking if the sage's foot was hurt. But goddess Lakshmi reacted with profound outrage. Vishnu's chest was her sacred abode, and it had been violently, physically desecrated. Disgusted by the disrespect, Lakshmi fled Vaikuntha for earth. Left with a void in his celestial home, Vishnu abandoned his realm and descended to earth in search of her, changing his relationship with humanity. Arriving on Venkata Hill, Lord Vishnu lived in disguise as Srinivasa. He spent his days meditating perfectly still, hidden inside a towering earthly anthill. To sustain him, a divine cow secretly visited the anthill every day, pouring her milk directly into the mound to provide nourishment. Eventually, the royal cowherd noticed the cow returning empty. Furious over the missing milk, he followed her into the forest and violently swung an axe at the innocent animal. Srinivasa immediately emerged from the anthill to take the blow. The axe struck his divine forehead, leaving a bleeding gash, a physical mark that devotees say remains visible on his idol today. Tradition tells us the Gandharva princess Neela Devi offered a lock of her own hair to cover the Lord's wound. Today, devotees replicate that sacrifice, shaving their heads to surrender their own pride and share in the Lord's earthly humility. While recovering on Venkata Hill, Srinivasa encountered Princess Padmavati. The two fell deeply in love, a romance ordained by destiny, and agreed to marry. But Srinivasa faced a massive logistical problem. To afford a celestial wedding worthy of the Supreme Lord, he had to borrow an unimaginably vast fortune from Kubera, the god of riches. To secure the wealth, Vishnu promised Kubera to repay the debt strictly through voluntary devotee offerings throughout the Kali Yuga. This contract is the economic engine of Tirumala today. The wealth deposited by visitors is a literal, ongoing repayment plan. Following the grand wedding, goddess Lakshmi learned of the marriage. She traveled straight to the 7 hills to confront Srinivasa and Padmavati. To hold both goddesses in a cosmic balance, Lord Vishnu manifested himself into an eternal stone idol, locking his presence into total stillness. This transformation permanently anchored Lord Venkateswara to the Venkata Hill. The landscape itself, its 7 hills representing the divine serpent Adishesha, turned the act of climbing into a physical manifestation of devotion. Today, those hills are climbed by millions of believers who make the grueling journey just to stand for a few seconds before that stone idol. Every rupee dropped in the box, every gold ring surrendered, and every strand of hair offered serves as an active, literal payment against the divine wedding debt of the Kali Yuga. The Tirumala phenomenon is a living, unbroken cosmic contract. Millions of people arrive every single morning, engaging in a physical and financial bond that has remained active for thousands of years.